prices are always like kind of like they're well kept and they're pretty and stuff like that. But like these people on the Japan Airlines,
Are
if you
they,
ever
though?
fly to Japan Airlines, they were a different fucking
think
level.
about this-
Grim Pass. What's up?
You could ride JR and drink it.
Yeah, you can drink on the train.
Yes. I don't.
Damn.
They got us. They got us.
I don't get it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
been a while since I had
You
these
gotta
long things
think
in my
about like
face.
it's like yeah.
Nah, if my eyes close for more than 10 seconds, I'll probably have a boner.
You sound like you got sleep apnea.
We're having drinks. We finally convinced him to start drinking with us. And kumpai, and then we're using Google Translate.
Kumpai?
Kumpai, yeah.
Kumpai?
So hot. And I'm thinking like, yeah, it is hot in here. Like it's hot as a motherfucker. I'm sweating too.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm hot. He's like, I just really want to go home. I'm like, yeah, I bet. Working all day sucks.
But I just don't know how. Gas prices getting high as hell. My bank account on E.
Yes.
All these over.
Okay, can we start?
Take us.
Are we starting? All right.
Take me home.
All right, these guys can't see me. Do we only have one? We have two camera angles. What's up, guys? This is Lewis, and we're back with another podcast of Sweet and Spicy. I'm going to smile a little bit because I'm going to try to not be so stiff on the podcast here. But we have a wonderful guest here. If you want to introduce yourself,
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick. Nice to meet you.
Nick Des.
you watch our podcast-
Watashi no namae wa Nick desu.
Yes, very good. We just got back from a Japan trip, and if you watched the last episode, I was not there for that, but I had a couple of different replacements, so thank you guys for taking the place for that. But now we're back, and we're going to talk a little bit about the trip here in just a little
This is
bit.
Dom's replacement.
Yep.
The name is actually Dom.
I was about to say I am Dom.
Dom grew height.
Damn, that's crazy.
The skin stretched out, so he's lighter.
What about skin stretching out?
And
A little bit
got
of
facial hair.
girth.
Yeah.
He got a little facial hair.
He got facial hair too. It look kind of Irish now.
He was Irish the whole time. You guys are kind of racist.
A slight bit of ligma involved into there as well.
Look at me using new languages.
As you guys can see, we got a couple of drinks. Everybody who's participating, please drink responsibly, but also have a good time as well. So break out your drinks and everybody sit around. We're going to have a good time talking about some things here. So how do we want to start this off? So we just got back from the trip, and we got a whole heck of a lot of things. Everybody asks us about how the trip goes, and we kind of repeat the same story. So we've been out in Japan for about a month is where we're the timeline that we were out there. And when you try to recollect events that happened within a month, you kind of like remember the very early parts of things, and then you kind of fall off towards the middle part, and then you get a little bit of the butt end of things as well. Right.
Every once in a while, you'll break in. Like I feel like you've told me everything you've did in Japan, like as a summary.
Yes.
But then every once in a while, I'll get a bit and piece of like an amazing story or something that happened to you. Like there was one you told us yesterday, and I was fucking dying. What was he telling us yesterday?
See, that's the problem, because I can't exactly remember what that
You
I
were there.
told.
I'm talking about you.
no, I wasn't.
No, you were there yesterday. Lewis was telling us a story about something that happened yesterday. It was like an interaction with somebody.
You got to be a little bit more specific than that.
Maid girl.
Maid girl.
I don't pay
Girl at
attention
the
to
bar
those
where they were
things.
giving us free tequila. Did it have to
do?
do with a woman? Did
What?
it have to do with a woman?
I don't think
it was
so.
like his interaction with some dude. And it was just a
The drunk guy?
funny
You're not talking about the drunk guy that like dropped literally $100 on our table, right?
No.
No.
That's the main story you always tell.
Yes,
That's
because
why
it's
that
at the
one.
beginning of the
It was
trip.
literally our first
literally
night.
The first night, right?
We were there for like an hour.
So for the people that didn't know, our first night that we dropped into Japan, and I'm gonna look at a couple different camera angles here, but the first night that we dropped into Japan, we flew in, arrived at around like 5 or 6 o'clock, got to where our Airbnb was around like 7ish, and I think that's when we started to go out. We're like, all right, we'll go check out a couple of different things that's in the area and stuff. So we managed to pass by this busy street in what was the area that we're in Osaka?
Downtown Bori.
Downtown Bori,
But the
yeah.
Kuriman market was exactly where we were staying.
Got it. So we were in the market area, and the izakaya that just so happened to pass by us, one of the people that were working there waved us down. Futoshi. We love Futoshi. Comes and waves us down, and we're like, all right, well, we don't have a lay of the land right now. We don't know what we're eating. So we might as well just go and check that place out, right? And so we sit down, order a couple of drinks and stuff, and order a couple bits of food. And the dude is super duper nice, right? Like he's out there, he's helping us out, he's translating along the way and stuff like that. We're already feeling welcomed and stuff like that. We're like, whoa, we're here, baby. We're on that high. We're tired as fuck at that time, but like we're on the high, like we're in a different country and we're fucking sending it. But he's helping us out. We order a couple bits of food and stuff like that. But that's when the rest of the how should I say the Japan accommodation starts happening and stuff like that, and things just go along the way. You want to take it the rest of the way?
so we're there. Obviously, we're having a few drinks, and we were hesitant at first place we stopped. So we all kind of looked at each other like, all right, one drink, a little bit of food, we'll move on to the next spot. Does not happen. We're out till like 4 a.m. on the first night.
That's the famous last words.
Yeah.
One drink.
One drink. It's never
only,
one
just
drink.
One more game.
It's never been one drink in my whole life. Right, one more game, one more drink. That's a lie. So, anyways, we sit down, we start having a few drinks. Toshi starts kind of engaging with us. He actually gives us a pack of cigarettes, which I thought was like, it's just something that's so different there. Everybody's like so friendly and accommodating. So he just hands us a pack of cigarets.
Just a quick offshoot. I was the first one that he handed the cigarettes off to and stuff like that. I was pulling off and I was hitting my vape on the side. Also smoke responsibly. But he pulled off to the side and the guy walks up and he gives me a ashtray because he's like, "Oh, you're smoking." I'm like, I don't need an ashtray, but thank you so much. He's like, "Oh, okay." So Toshi walks up and he's just like, What the hell is that? And I'm like, it's a vape. It's just like, here, smoke this instead. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
You know what we forget when we've talked about this since we got back home?
What's up?
Do you remember the fucking waitress?
Sure.
That
yes.
we all were like, oh, what the fuck is she doing here?
Yeah.
Like, absolute
Beautiful.
dime piece.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking dime piece. And we're just all like,
we already
we're
there,
all
huh?
perplexed. Even Kaylee, the girl in our group, was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you here?
Right.
You could be a supermodel or an actress.
Well, to be honest, though, on the airlines, there was also the people that were what do you call it? The people that
The stewardess?
The stewardess, yeah. All of them were just amazing. Like the one that was the main one and stuff like that. She was dressed up in all white, hair was tied back nice and everything like that. And we're all sitting there on the plane, like, what the fuck? Is this what we're about to expect over there? Like stewardesses are always like kind of like they're well kept and they're pretty and stuff like that. But like these people on the Japan Airlines,
Are
if you
they,
ever
though?
fly to Japan Airlines, they were a different fucking
all right, think
level.
about the stewardess on our flight back from Detroit. Tell me that was the same experience. So when we
wasn't.
came back, we flew from Tokyo to Detroit. We landed in Detroit and then had to fly back to Cleveland from there. They are not the same. We are not the same.
I'm gonna butt in here. I heard on a different podcast I was watching. Right?
Yeah.
I've heard.
You watch other podcasts?
It was just about. They were talking about like when you're on a plane, and then they said this fact. They're like on an airplane, 70% of the men on there.
No, I
Did
didn't.
you guys know that?
I didn't get bricked up on the plane.
I mean, I get like maybe like slight morning wood, but you're like sitting uncomfortable, like vertically in a seat and stuff like that.
14 fucking hours.
If I
Yeah,
sleep, I get morning wood.
They like argue like
I never
it's
just
like the
get bricked up on
elevation,
them.
and then like people just like. Oh,
I gotta
just
get good
I never
sleep
thought about
to
it.
wake up bricked up. Like it can't be that half-ass. Like
You get my head ED.
Like
on
as
the
soon as
plane
it takes
sleep.
off, like
I
bona
think
fide.
Nah, if my eyes close for more than 10 seconds, I'll probably have a boner.
you sound like you got sleep apnea.
It's always good sleep.
Oh, so yeah, so where I'm going with this is my question is did you guys remember any bricks on the plane?
Any
No.
bricks on the plane? No, not for me. No,
They talk about
I mean,
bad bitches and you worrying about cocks. That's crazy.
I was just.
well, that's the thing about
No, I
Japanese
just
women.
thought about the airplane.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, the woman was beautiful, but like, what was the dicks hitting for?
Yeah. Oh my God.
We're
That's
70%
crazy.
of
We're
them
starting
hard.
off strong in the wrong way.
He's like, wow, he's like, yeah, the bitches was.
Me and
the
Lewis
bitches
are
was
just
bad,
standing
but
by the bathroom
what about
checking
the
for
cocks?
hard-ons as they walk up.
Right, we're counting them and stuff like that just so we can bring it back to the podcast. Yeah, so there were about like a total of like 30 boners on the airplane while we were coming back.
Question: Mile High Club.
Yes.
That's got to be fucking right. So I couldn't like go into the bathroom just jerk off and be like, yeah, I'm in the Mile High
Nah,
Club.
you just a mild weird club.
Just jerking off sleep, man.
That's public transportation, so you're a criminal.
Is it public?
Yeah.
You don't have a right to be there. You can't just get on that plane.
Well, it's a little bit different because it
That's
is
private.
a bathroom that's there. Yeah, so it's a
guess
private
it's
area
a
at that
little
point,
here,
right?
right? It's in the
Uber
bathroom.
is private.
Did you record yourself doing it?
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, I didn't jerk off on the plane.
I couldn't even think about it.
I really didn't.
Yeah, I couldn't honestly think about it. It was just so on the way there, probably because I was so excited to get into Japan.
I'll tell you why I didn't though. Go on.
Go ahead. No, you're
Well, I
fine.
was,
No,
I was
no,
just
tell us why
trying
you
to.
didn't jerk on the
I was
plane.
just trying to save up my nut because God forbid, I did manage to land myself a beautiful local girl the last thing I wanted her to do was experience a small
He's a
nut
passport
from
brother.
an American guy.
He's a
That's
passport brother.
bullshit.
Down-
I was
down-
trying
down
to put
at
on
heart.
and
Just got his
represent for this
passport. He's
passport
already
brother.
a bro.
Passport
Oh yeah,
brother.
passport bro for sure. After this,
Passport brother
Oh my
life.
god.
Are you jumping on the passport, bro?
We'll get into this topic a little bit later, but I want to continue and finish off the first night that
The
we were
story?
at
That's what he was
Osaka.
trying to do.
Yes. But I was the one that took it on a tangent, so I apologize.
Nah, you good.
However, right? So continue the story, Arthur, where we started talking about the
So-
cigarettes from Toshi.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he hands out the cigarettes, and it's like we're all like, really. I mean, even just something like that, you just give strangers you just met 5 minutes ago your pack of fucking cigarettes, because why not, right? It would never happen here. But anyways,
You think he just labeled y'all as pussies and like these niggas are sucking on robot
they're
dicks.
weird.
They're sucking robot dicks.
Well,
like, let me give these guys some
To
real.
take it off to a slight tangent again. Sorry, guys,
go
but. They do have vapes over there. It's just with zero nicotine juice. But then also these devices, literally walking down and stuff like that. So I was just like, what are people smoking off of? And a lot of people smoke in Japan. Like it's a normal thing that's out there. It's okay to smoke cigarettes,
Bars,
inside,
restaurants.
outside,
Yep.
bars, restaurants, and stuff like that. It's good there, right? But they had these like devices and stuff. I'm like, oh, they got vapes. But I'm looking, and they got this like weird white stick out of it and stuff. But it's just a burner. So they have like a device where they stick a cigarette into there, and it just burns up. So it's like literally just like a
It is
half
complicated to fuck out of smoking a cigarette for no reason.
They was like, it was like, yeah, I'm looking. Y'all got any vapes? I'm looking for some vape juice. They got a cigarette holder,
Right. But like,
electric cigarette
Cruella
holder.
DeVille looking.
exactly.
Like,
Yes.
when he was building up this story and he was like, yeah, I was looking around to see what everybody else was smoking. The first thing that popped in my mind was like, these niggas had the Cruella DeVille joints.
Hey, those
yeah.
do kind
Like
of go
walking
hard.
long-ass
around
Now.
with the Extendo
But it kind
cigarettes.
of hits the same. It kind of hits the same reason why that you have those long ass cigarettes and stuff. Because women who were smoking cigarettes did not want the smell of smoke to get on them. That's why they had the fucking long ass cigarettes and stuff like that. Because you
Really?
lit up the end of it and stuff, and the smoke wouldn't get to you. That's why they would smoke. In the same way, those electronic cigarettes and stuff like that. Not only was the taste of the cigarette, so I tried it when Yuta gave it to me. Right? It was Yuta, right? No, Shota. Yeah, Shota. You had Yuya and then you had Shota. Shota's the one that took us out like 8 in the morning and stuff like that. Yuya hung out with us, but he's an older guy and he owns a shop, so he had to
We
leave.
put his ass to bed. Though,
Yeah, I know. We fucking
He
destroyed
told
him.
me the next day. He was like, I was like, so what happened, man? Where'd you go? He was like, honestly, I was fucked up. I was like, all right, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's the way to do it. But smoking off of it, like barely any of like a cigarette flavor, and then also you didn't get the smoke on you because all the combustion was inside of the machine and stuff like that. So cool concept, but I'd rather just skip the bullshit and just have an actual
if you're
Japanese
smoking
cigarette.
cigarettes, that's kind of dumb. But if I'm gonna do it, it's for the aesthetic. Like,
Right.
What's the point of that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to just be like elbows on knees, crouching.
oh my god. Nick is too what was it?
GTO.
Yeah, GTO is too
Great teacher Onizuka.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a great anime from the 90s.
It's I can't say for much because I only watched one episode of it, but the live action was pretty good. I was invested in that one.
Yeah, with the one night we're at the house. What was that in Tokyo?
Yeah.
And we like go on Netflix, and you know, like I'm expecting them to have like English subtitles if you want. No, so we're just sitting there watching GTO live action. Now the good news is I had seen the anime, so I actually had a general sense of
Understanding of
what
what's
the fuck
going
was
on,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like intermediately narrating the fucking episodes as we watched them. I was like, oh, they're framing him right now with him being naked next to a female student.
It was the only way where I actually understood any of that show that was going on. Otherwise, I wouldn't have understood any of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was fun, and everybody was like so willing to just participate out there. So I'm not gonna stop you anymore. Continue the story. Yeah.
So, oh Lord. Okay, try to remember the best I can. Like he said, I mean, you forget more than you remember. And
Yeah.
literally, I'll be telling stories and
bring the mic
remember more as I go.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
been a while since I had
You
these
gotta
long things
think
in my
about like
face.
it's like yeah.
So okay. So anyways, so he hands us the cigarettes. We're sitting there, and we're having drinks. We finally convince him to start drinking with us. And kampai, and then we're using Google Translate. and we're-
Kampai?
Kampai, yeah.
Kampai?
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
over
what
there
they
when
would
they
say.
cheers, they say
I
say.
thought
Yeah.
it was somebody's name.
No.
I knew what they're
Y'all
saying,
was
but
hanging
then-
out with
Hey,
who?
actually, side note, I got a funny story. I gotta tell
Sure,
from
go
Japan
ahead,
real
go
quick.
ahead,
Okay,
yeah.
so this reminds me. So we were in Sapporo, which, by the way, sleeper hit. Sleeper hit of a city. I had fun every night we went out there. John from Singapore, if you ever see this, my man, sorry we didn't meet up with you again the next night.
John from Singapore.
This old boy was buying shots all night, and then right before we left this bar to go to another, boy bought 25 fucking Jaeger bombs for the 5 of us, and we knocked them out.
Yeah, I think you're you're diluting the buying shots all night. He was consistently buying 10 shots of Jaeger bombs the
absolutely
entire time.
fucking
Yes.
wild.
And it was like the double glasses too and stuff. So he was just handing them out to everybody and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Literally, there was one point where I just turned away. I felt like I just blinked, and he just comes back. He's like, "Where are you going?" I got more shots. I'm like, "Oh,
Why are you running?
Right.
Why are you running?
John from motherfucking Singapore."
I had to walk upstairs, and
Yes.
I definitely puked that night. I went up to the bathroom, puked, and rallied. And I was just like, fuck it, let's get back at it. But a different night, I think the next night after that, actually, Pal and I went out. Pal was a buddy of ours who was on the trip with us. And we were having a Pal and Nick
He's a
mess
tall
around.
white nigga, right?
Yeah, tall white. Yeah, you know, whatever you said.
Don't make the same mistake that I did. I just said it again.
Repeat it word for word?
No.
Yeah, don't pull a Lewis.
That was a mistake, okay?
No, so this was funny. So now Japan is low key based.
Yeah.
Like, they're not against gay people, but they also don't like openly fuck with you like they do here, right? So we're in Sapporo, and we didn't see a lot of like LGBTQ or any of that going on there. So in Sapporo, we go to this bar called Booties. Literally, the name of the bar was Booties.
No, not the booty bar.
And we show up, and it's like a dingy little nightclub in a basement. It's literally like your mom's basement where she used to hang dry laundry off the rafters. They had like the concrete floor and everything with like a projector and a bar. And we're hanging out, we're dancing, we're having fun. And we're sitting there, and me, Lewis, Pal, and our other buddy, Nolan, and we're just looking at each other, and we're laughing, we're having fun. And then we just noticed, like, there's a lot of guys in this bar.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, all right, cool. And then like they keep looking at us. Is that because we're foreigners and like it's cool to see us and they want to be friends with us kind of thing? And then it was weird because at one point I felt like these like a couple different groups of these guys kind of started inching in on us from different directions.
They were closing in.
They were dancing.
Oh, yeah.
And me and Lewis were just looking at each other like, what the fuck's happening right now? Like we're getting surrounded up against this wall. I'm like, oh shit. Anyways, but side note, so that's a prelude. So the last night we were there, me and Pal go out, and we go to this club called Utage, and it's in downtown Sapporo. It's one of the big clubs there. And we get in, and the place is fucking jumping. It's packed, top to bottom, packed. We get in, we have a drink or two, and we're hanging out, and it's like so crowded that it's uncomfortable. And especially because we're tall guys. Like at one point I was holding my drink normal and some Japanese kid just was jumping up and down and like knocked my drink out of my hand. I'm like, God damn it. So anyways, funny story is we're sitting there and one of the workers comes up. I assume he was a worker.
Yeah.
And he was dressed up, you know, the whole nine. All the guys were wearing like the vest with the little bow tie and all this. And he's working his way through the crowd. And he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, like hey, like what's up?" And which was like not abnormal. It had happened a lot more at this bar, and it was a lot of guys, which again also was a little sus. But anyways, old boy was like, "Hey man, what's your name?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm Nick. Like, watashi no namae wa Nick desu. Like, what's namae wa?" And he's like, "Kana." And I was like, "Oh, Kana. Like, cool to meet you, bro." And he was like, "Yeah, like this is a cool place, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He spoke broken English, and I was like, and then he was like, "Man, I'm so hot." And I'm thinking like, yeah, it is hot in here. Like it's hot as a motherfucker. I'm sweating too.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm hot." He's like, "I just really want to go home." I'm like, "Yeah, I bet. Working all day sucks." At first I thought he's just making small talk with me. But then he says it again. He's like, "Man, I'm really hot." He's like, "I just want to change." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "I really wish I was at home right now. I wish I could go home right now." And I just looked at him. I'm like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
That nigga tried to riz you
He was
up.
trying to chop me up. In the middle of the dance floor.
Nick's looking towards
He's
the
like,
direction
"Nigga,
of
if you don't take me home and fuck me, nigga."
I was like, "What is?" I was like, "This is." I looked at Pal. I'm like, "Nah." He just was giggling. I'm like, "His tall ass." Hey, Pal. He's 6'5". I'm 6 foot. And I look up at him. He's. And,
He's like, y'all going to his house or what?
Hey man, when in Rome, you know.
You got games.
I'm just playing. I'm just
That's
playing.
what happened in Japan.
Yeah,
Oh no, we're about to get into it on this
God.
podcast.
Nick goes, "Do you got PlayStation at your house?"
You got
He's like, I can walk you home if you need.
Yeah, iPhone game.
Going to play Switch, or what was the?
You was gonna play Switch.
No, but anyways, I just had to kind of be like, yeah. And then I was silent for a while, and then finally,
I think that was probably
moved away.
the most like forward, like flamboyant club that I think that we've gone to in the entire trip.
No,
to be
you're thinking
completely
of
honest.
Booty. You didn't come to Otage with us.
No, okay, yeah, you're
Booty
right.
was-
You're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, was trying to grab up on people.
Oh, no,
it was
yeah, it
funny.
was
He
bad.
tried to grab up on me. I just kind of like, slid him over to Nolan, and then
No, it's because Nolan was feeding into it. He's just like, yeah, like he
I
was
fed into it,
already
too. I'm not gonna-
already blasted at that point. And I'm already trying to like avoid him and stuff because like, look, when you guys all left for the bathroom, first off, bad move and stuff like that. I've never
poor
actually
Lewis
felt
was
like
by himself.
Yeah,
about to get raped in a basement.
Nice, pretty little Asian boy just sitting in the corner and stuff like that. Everybody's like, "Here, hold my stuff. We're gonna go to the bathroom." So I'm sitting in the corner by myself, and I'm sitting there like, "Woo, let's get it!" And like this, like one like tall, leggy Japanese man comes up and stuff like that. Like, "Hey," I'm like, "No, no, thank you."
Now listen,
No.
in Japan, they're not very physical, right?
No,
it's
yeah.
like you got to really know somebody to be physical, and even then, it's like a reserved thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you was in America and that
Oh
club like that,
boy,
you got touched.
Well, at first
It
I
was-
See, I played into it too because we weren't sure it was a gay bar.
Yes.
And then I was like, he was like, oh man, he came over, he was drunk, and he was like wanted to dance and party. I was like, oh yeah, like cool. Like I'm not gonna shut someone's vibe down.
Sure,
If he's drunk
right.
and he's vibing, he's having a good time.
You're right.
Cool. But then when he started getting all like, yeah, and I was like, let me buy you a drink. I'm like, hey, T-Pain, chill out. Yeah, T-Pain, chill. So. And then it was funny because we kind of passed him around, like he tried to get at me a little
Passed
bit,
him around,
and
that's
I was
crazy.
like,
around a guy.
"Yeah, that's
who was in the
right.
group.
You trying to be next, Chris?
You are sitting in the middle.
Hey, you know, do
He's
mom
looking
trying to
mighty
do you?
fuckable,
What's
baby?
I want out. I want out.
Help! You're in the middle of the casting couch.
yes, you are.
Right. So, it was just funny because like I passed him to Nolan passed him to Pal, and then Pal was just not with that shit. Pal was like, "Fuck this, man."
Understandably, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we were laughing, but yeah, it was a little.
That man lost his drink like 4 times that night and stuff like that. He was like going around, it's just like, "Where's my drink?" He literally just set it down, walked away, went to go back for his drink. He's like, "Where is it?" Like it was like 2 seconds. Put it down, walked away, came back. He's like, "Where's my drink?" He's like looking around the cup. He's looking at every other place outside of the place that he put it fucking down. I'm like, dude, this guy, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
I wanted some roofies.
I know he's trying to get us to drink them.
Yeah,
no,
yes.
I doubt it.
He's like, here's an opportunity.
Right.
It's
Yes.
like, whose drink is it? Could be mine. Could be yours.
Hey, if anything, I just appreciate the confidence from him. All right,
Yeah.
that's confidence. I don't even see it from other people like around here and stuff like that. That man was ready to fucking party and take somebody back home because it was a little too hot in there.
Oh God. My point is, gentlemen, if you are of the homosexual variety, Sapporo's for you. Definitely go visit. It's a beautiful city, and apparently there's a large gay community there in Japan. So, more power to you. If you're trying to get laid in Japan and you're a gay man,
Even straight men can have fun too. Apparently,
even straight men can have fun there if you're willing to,
or if you're trying to
experiment.
change things up,
Yes.
questioning.
Point is, any men can have fun there.
Or if you're just trying to sightsee, I'm just going to be on that other side of things and stuff like that. Sapporo is a very beautiful city as well. It was a pleasant surprise when we went up to there. Because at that point of the trip, we were at the butt end of it, right? So we went to Ginsan Onsen and stuff like
Still
that.
had 15 days. We got this.
But Tokyo
I'm
was
sorry.
NN, right?
13 days.
Tokyo was NN that was there, right? So we literally just came back from having a ball of a blast of Ginsan Onsen. And we'll talk about that during this podcast because that's important. But
I feel like what we should do.
yeah.
I feel like we should pick one memory apiece from each city because, dude, if we try to tell the whole story, we're gonna be
It's going to take up the entire podcast and stuff like
more
that.
than the entire podcast.
Right. I think there's a couple of main ones that I want to hit, and then we could talk about some of the other topics and stuff like that. But it's the Osaka stuff.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about Ginsan Onsen, and that we already covered over Sapporo, and Tokyo has a couple of different stories and stuff
Also,
like that.
Tokyo had or Sapporo had this like Aztec Mayan looking club. If you're there, go check that out. It was also the clubs there. Can we just real quick in general talk about that,
Did it have the Mayan calendar in there?
bro? You remember Hidden Temple?
Like Temple Run?
No,
That's
Hidden
what
Temple.
I'm
I'm talking Nickelodeon. Hidden Temple.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Vaguely.
Bro, the club looked like that. There was like a giant, not really stone, but stone head. The whole building, they like changed the whole facade of the outside of the building. It looked like an old Mayan like pyramid or whatever. Listen, point is, the clubs there are on a different level. Like when they commit to an aesthetic, they're committed to the aesthetic. Like the
Versus
entire
here,
places.
like it'll be like the clubs. Some of the places here are weird. Like it'll be like
Like what the fuck
It'll
is
be like-
Dante's Inferno?
It has
What's the
fire.
theme there?
It has fire.
there's the fire outside. Like,
But so there's
yeah.
like half the
you
other
see
places
my
in the
point?
flats. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of places
is
here,
lame.
like they'll say they're themed after something, and then they'll just have a bunch of random, like they'll half theme it, and then it'll be a random something in there.
Welcome
I think,
to the Farm has that giant Dairy Queen scene.
I think
sign.
Funhouse
Wow.
is-
That form,
I think
yeah.
Funhouse is the only bar here that like has
Is
a theme
committed
and
to the
is
theme.
committed to it.
Yes.
Well, there's other restaurants and stuff like that. Like Sora, for an example, it is committed to a theme, right? When you walk in, it's very Japanese aesthetic, and you
That's a
walk in and stuff like that. True, but it's still a bar at
Booty
the end of the
was
day.
there for the booty.
Booty
And
was definitely there
boys
for the
were there
booty.
booty.
Yeah, somebody do the
I'm not here for
fucking
no little boys.
yeah.
but
There we go. Yep. mhm,
I like
yeah.
you, and I want you.
I like you and I want you.
I know who you is, Chris Hansen.
So,
I like to
what's
call
your-
you Chris
Chris
Hansen.
what's your favorite moment if you had to pick one in Japan?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. But if I had to have like a favorite moment that I'll recollect too and stuff like that, just off the top of my head, it would have to be back in Osaka. And it was the night where we went out until like 8 a.m. I'm not gonna lie, I was
that's
on the
fucking
I was on the train of, and it was so unfortunate that we received that so early in the trip, right? That type of like camaraderie, the experience, being walked around and stuff like that, and Shoto was doing his best in order to make sure that like we were having a great time. So he was taking us out to like different places and stuff like that, having a great time with us too. I mean, dude, the kid was like what, like 21 years old and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like young, right?
21 and 22, yeah.
21, 22, like still working at a place at a like a tempura sushi shop and stuff like that. And this dude stayed out all the way out until 8 a.m. and he worked the next day.
Phenomenal.
Right. That
Nigga, a goon.
Yes.
No, he was.
Man, it's
We're
big difference.
there. We go
Well, he's at
to
that age where it's
where he could do it.
norm.
Right. He just operates that way.
My 21, like I remember like just hanging out with y'all like in my early college days.
Yeah.
Like literally running on like 3-4 hours of sleep.
Right.
Waking up to go to school the next day.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I want to speak it out to our audience that's here that
strategy.
we did our fair share of making sure that we experienced Japanese culture, scenery, and everything of that sorts at its maximum. That we were hiking it during our entire trip. So we saw
miles.
everything that every city had to offer to us, and at least in the tourism side. But the side that most people don't get to see is being out late and being able to interact with the people and seeing what
nightlife.
people have to offer and stuff like that. Right.
And kicking it with the locals.
And
Yeah.
it's about a balance, right? And I think there's a big like stigma about like you could party at home. Why would you want to do it over there? But the main thing is that
stigma about that?
there is, yes,
Because
there
their
is.
hair is better, their bitches are better, the clubs are better.
He was all about the women. I'm like 50% about the women. It was
after this
just
trip, I'm a feminist.
it was just cool. Hey yo, what?
I'm gonna elaborate on that later.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
But the
Feminism,
crazy
baby.
part about it was that you can go out to, and we went to the club at like literally 8 in the morning, and it was still packed. It was shoulder to shoulder. What are people doing at 8 in the fucking morning in Japan?
So we go to the one club. So all right, so we meet Yuya, Shota, and
Yeah.
a couple of the girls. I don't know if they were dating or friends or what the case was. So,
Workers, yeah.
but either way, co-workers, right? But we met them the first night we were there. We drank till like 4 in the morning. Had an absolute blast with them. And we agreed that night. We're like, Saturday night's going to be our big night out in Osaka. And I was like, all right, we're going to meet here back at the same place at 0000, so 12 a.m. 0000. Well, that's what they said over there. They pretty much use military time, which is...
Not pretty much. It's
They
only
do,
military
right.
time, right?
So anyway, so we met up with them. We drink, and we're on our way to this club that they're taking us to. I don't remember the name of the club, to be honest with you, but it was like 4 stories. Really,
Giraffe. That's what it was. Yep.
That bang, moist giraffes. I mentioned you earlier. You're back again, baby. Moist giraffes. All right. Anyways, so we
That's crazy.
we go. We're on our way to the club with them. I bring up GTO, do a very racist thing where I'm like, and they're like, oh yeah, Onizuka, whatever. It was the highlight for me of the night,
Yes.
personally. Then we stop at a 7-Eleven, which, by the way, the land of convenience is not an exaggeration. There is fucking convenience stores everywhere,
And not only are they everywhere, but they're amazing.
and they're
Literally.
so cheap.
Yes.
So cheap.
Oh yeah.
They're very convenient.
Dude, honestly, that's where the word convenient came from. I believe it's from Japan. It's not
Does
even
that make
English.
ours like inconvenience stores?
Ours
Kind
suck.
of.
Ours fucking suck.
I mean, think
where's,
about-
where's your closest convenience store?
It's right down the street.
CVS.
Damn.
That's not a convenience store. That's a pharmacy.
We have like an actual 7-Eleven over there, but the problem is that like what do you get every time you stop in, right? Maybe an energy drink, gas, right? But what else are you actually picking up from the convenience stores and stuff like that? Sometimes maybe food, maybe, but you have to wait in the line, pick up the stuff, and you'd rather just get fast food from somewhere else. But when you're at these 7-Elevens, there's the onigiri, there's the prepared like
Can we get a
dinners
comment
and
on
stuff
some
like
good
that?
Cleveland gas station food? Let us know where they're at.
Right.
Gas station food. 65th and Denison. They got some good corned beef in there. I think
That's
it's
literally
the one
his
right on the
home.
corner.
I think it's like Gas USA.
That's
Yeah,
literally
right
his home.
across from
They got
the
some
old car lot.
No, across the street from Burger
car-
King.
No,
Yeah.
that's not right there.
Yeah.
The gas station car- thank you.
Yeah, right there. They got good corned beef.
Are we getting corned beef after this?
No.
Are we corning some beef?
That's Irish. Only me and Lamar can get it because we're Irish.
What?
Hey, I got a little bit of red hairs on my chin. I noticed that after I started growing out my chin hairs in
right,
Japan.
That's from
Yes.
So real
Irish
quick,
person.
so we stop. I thought this was a funny moment, and this is when I really knew there was a difference. So
Yeah.
we stop at the 7-Eleven because we're like, all right, we're walking to the club. By the way, love Japan. Every alleyway, every street, there's something going on. There's people moving. There's drinking happening. But anyways, we stop in this 7-Eleven because we're all like, oh, let's grab a quick drink real quick.
Yeah.
It's pregame on the walk to the club because you can walk and drink there, which is also fucking awesome.
Yes.
So we grab sojus. Now, they have the share size bottles, which are the normal bottles we see here at home, right? And then they have like the little individual ones, like old Coke bottle size ones. All of us Americans go in there, we all grab
The full size.
the share size ones. We walk out, Shota, Yuya, and the girls, they all look at us like, what the fuck? And we just start drinking them like individuals. Like, we're just taking them to face. They're just looking at us like in disbelief. And then we get to the club, and the doorman did finesse us. Don't fall for this when you're there at Giraffe. He's going to be like, oh, you're so handsome, blah, blah, blah. I only tell people that tip, or, he's like, people that are handsome usually tip 1,000 yen. And, of course, I'm handsome, so I had to tip him 1,000 yen.
He tricked the fuck out of you.
Yeah, no, he was playing
I
us.
think the only people that didn't get hit with that was so we had 6 people in total. Me, Nick, Pal,
Boog, Kaylee, and Nolan.
Not to give too specific names there and stuff like that, but it was total of 6. So it was 5 men and then 1 woman that was with us, and it was only 3 people that didn't get finished with that. And I remember just Boog just sitting in line and stuff like that. He's
like,
and he's just like, "Oh, you're so handsome." I only tell that to people who, and they usually tip me afterwards. And he's just like, "Nah, I'm ugly as fuck." And then he just walks past them. We're like. Like, oh, okay.
See, I was not about to. I don't get compliments very often. I was not about to let that one
You
go.
don't? Tragic.
I know.
I mean, you could try and compliment me right now.
I could.
Sheesh.
All right, so fine. So we get into the club, and it goes as most nights at the club do. Pretty great. I know I got me and Yuya up on stage. At one point, it was all women up there. And I'm like, come on, man. He's like, where we going? I'm like, let's go. And we hop up on stage with these females. We're front and center, me and him. The rest of the stage is just pretty women, and that's just me and Yuya up there. And then eventually one of the bouncers comes up to his like, hey, man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all got to get off the stage.
Yeah.
But hey, we got like 5 or 6 songs in before he did that. So I was like, I'm not pretty enough. He's like, nah, son, you got to go.
Maybe another 1,000 would get you on there.
Maybe another 1,000. I wasn't
another
handsome
1,000.
enough.
Yes.
No.
Which
That's why
honestly,
they let y'all dance for 6
which
songs.
honestly,
They're like, yeah, they paid.
those bouncers from that night were
They paid
actually
the idiot
cool
tax.
as hell. I actually really enjoyed those people. They were walking around. They were just making shit was good.
Yep.
Yep.
No
and they were
issues.
minding their own business.
That's
yeah.
another thing. Japan clubs are not raunchy and ratchet like back here. I got to say, there's definitely a difference there. It's like I never. I mean, obviously, anytime you're at a crowded place, you
I
pay
think you're just
attention.
racist against America.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely racist as hell.
He came back
Clip
racist
that.
as fuck. Yeah.
Clip it. I'll clip
He
it.
came back like, fuck America. He left saying, America, fuck
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
No, I
Came
still-
back.
America.
I still
somewhat-
love the
yeah.
States. I still love the States, but I think Japan definitely highlighted some things that we just are so backwards on.
It leaves you a lot to want around here when you're
Yeah, it's like,
back. And
why
stuff.
can't
Yeah.
we just all go to the club and enjoy ourselves?
Did y'all see any of
together?
those Japanese killer hornets they warned us about?
No.
Actually, no. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even see cicadas over there because we haven't even broken into the summer,
yeah,
the
it's
summertime just as of
Thank
yet.
God, because
It was
the little bit of
beautiful.
heat we
Yes.
did experience.
It was rough.
Oh hell, fucking
Oh, and
no.
that was during
my
when we were
God.
down in Kyoto and we had to walk the fucking 10,000 steps.
Do not listen to me. If you go to Japan, you go to Inari Shrine. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, get a kimono, rent a kimono, go to Inari Shrine." Do not go go to Inari Shrine in a fucking kimono. That is 12,000 stairs, okay? 10,000. You are literally walking up a mountain.
Yeah.
Go to the Bamboo Grove in your fucking kimono. Do not go to Inari Shrine.
Sure. Yes.
It's a big piece of advice. So, anyways, we do the club. Then we leave the club, and it's like 5 a.m. because clubs there don't close till 5. And everybody's a little tired. And yeah, just a little. And Bullet Kaylee, the rest of the group is like, all right, we're gonna head home. And I was like, I'm not done. Shota looks at me. He's like, well, if you're still down, I know a place. And I'm like, all right, cool.
I know a place.
Let's go.
Shota
And
cool.
Lewis, being the
Shout out
man
to
that he
Shota.
is, big old dick energy over there, he was like, fuck it, let's roll. So the three of us roll to this bar, and it's a foreigner bar, and it's run by like a Romanian dude. By the way, also, gentlemen, if you're into Japanese women and you'd like to procure yourself one, go to a foreign bar.
Wait, before you continue with that, you are
crazy.
missing one bar in between. They did come with us to another one.
That's right. We went to a maid cafe
Yes, sir.
at 5 in the morning.
Can't forget that.
You can do anything you want in Japan. Just remember that. Except do drugs. Don't bring drugs there.
they probably do still do drugs out there, just not other thing.
I don't know.
I'm grabbing this just so we can tell stories here and stuff like that. So how did the maid bar go? What was going on?
I mean, I feel like that's mainly your story to tell, but
So
You guys
the
got slapped.
So the maid bar that we went to, you go
That's the
up the
muscle
stairs and it's a really tight. So here's the problem about traveling Japan. If you just do tourism sites and if you just go to like different places and stuff like that, you will honestly miss, I'm just going to say it, 80% of Japan because everything is all compacted into the buildings and it's upstairs. Like you go into a random building and you look at the signs, you won't know what the fuck they offer or anything like that, but you just walk up them and stuff and you will find tons of fucking shit. I can't even tell how many times that we walked in a building and you just go past an anime store, a fucking pet zoo, a fucking like clothing store and stuff like that. It's literally all within the same building. You're just going up and down it and stuff like that, right?
Sounds like Tower City.
It's even Tower City isn't even like
He's like,
that different.
you can see a
or
restaurant,
congested,
you can
right.
see a closed store of a brand you never heard
'cause it's-
of.
'cause
it's-
You can see a
actually
homeless
it, though.
guy
Right.
fighting the pigeons.
it's inconspicuous. That's what's weird about it. So you go in there and you're like,
Swimming in
one
the
floor is an
fountain.
actual office space, and the next floor is like a bunch of little.
Because think about it like
bars.
this: was there anything that dictated to us while we're walking up to there for the maid bar that said this was a maid bar? I remember that there was just a door and we walked up the stairs. Like that was it. I'm trying to remember the outside and stuff like that. Nothing would have told me that was a maid
It was
bar.
random. Damn, I forgot about that. That was that night.
The Shota,
Yes.
he just knew a place.
He just knew it, right?
Yeah,
and
he hit his girl up that he knew there, and he was like, "Yo, y'all working right now?" She was like, "Yeah, come on through." And then we came on through.
Yeah, come on.
Also, if you want to
Shota
impress
cool.
people in Osaka, order a JR. It's in Osaka.
Like
Like,
J.R. Smith,
Shrek, yep.
the good
Lame.
soup.
Hey, yo. But the JR was probably what saved me that night, first off. But then
Soju
also
and tea.
many of other nights and stuff like that too. It's just soju, which they, I don't know if it's anything different. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, but they say shochu, and green tea. So it's a green tea mixed with soju and
I
stuff
think
like that.
soju and soju are different.
Okay.
I think they are because
I'm-
I Google
yeah.
when you Google them, two different images come up. Like when you Google soju, like the typical bottles that we drink go like they come up. And when
But
I,
it's still-
I Google soju, it was like a bunch of plain flavors.
It's still, but that's the thing though. It's still rice wine at the end of the day. So I wouldn't necessarily call them different. It's like saying that like bourbon whiskeys,
Kentucky and Tennessee
are different, right? And if in a general sense, they're still bourbon, but they are different in a way, right? But but that was what saved me, honestly. So we just drank a bunch of like green teas and the shochu mixes and stuff, and that's what kept me going throughout the rest of the night without actually dying. Now, whenever liquor got involved, those are the nights that I died. Like I think there was one night where we were just sitting at the bar and stuff like that. Everybody was like kind of like hanging around. They were having a good time and stuff like that. I'm like, Henny shots?
Oh yeah, that was
Anybody
that was
want a
also
shot?
at a
Anybody
Bro,
want
a shot? Anybody?
Why,
want a shot?
why is
Anything
Sapporo
is
so
possible.
LGBTQ friendly?
Anything can
That was
happen.
also a gay bar.
We're just going back to the yes. Yeah, that was a gay bar. Yes.
Also,
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Japan
unintentional,
was
but it was a good
also.
time.
It was a fantastic time.
That's
yes.
when we got introduced to Cocoyero.
Yep, Cocoyero.
Cocoyero.
Yeah,
That
Cocoyero.
was
It's
cool.
like it's a green like liqueur. Yeah, but I forget what fruit that they. No, it's from the cocoa bean. That's why it's called Cocoyero. It's an African liquor, not liquor. So less percentage, but it was okay.
Getting back to
it didn't
Lamar's
taste
roots.
like chocolate. It was fruity. It was very fruity because the cocoa bean is technically a fruit. I guess. I don't know.
You
I have
are
no
asking
fucking
the
clue.
wrong guy.
But it was very good. I've never seen that alcohol before in my life until that we actually reached to Sapporo.
So what you're
Sapporo
saying
was the
is
first
Japan
place.
got exclusive African liquor.
They have exclusive liquors everywhere.
Everything.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so
and
dope over
also, it is much cheaper over there because $300-$400 bottles of what was it?
Blanton's,
Yeah.
Eagle Rare.
Yep.
A bunch of different bourbons over there that are A, hard as fuck to find here, but B, when you do find them here, super expensive. Way cheaper over there.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculously cheaper over there. It's like what would be like $300-$400 over here and stuff like that.
Not
What's
to
like less than
mention,
$100 over
we
there?
also were at an advantage because every 100 yen was only like 70 cents
Correct.
at the time we were
Yep.
there.
Everything was on sale.
And also, there were a lot of shops that have. So, if you're doing tourism right now in the 2023 era, when you are watching this podcast, they still have the tax-free zones to encourage tourism. So you just have to spend more than 5,000 yen, which equates out to being like
bucks.
right, like $42 and stuff, and it's tax-free completely.
For the Canadians, it would be 1-to-1 ratio, so about $50.
So if I had to
Yes.
ask y'all a single question, is Japan worth going to in
Absolutely.
2023?
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Try to go now because they're raising the prices of the JR pass. What I paid like $600 and it literally comped me
So
like
you can ride
for the
JR
green
and you can
$1,000.
drink
Right
it?
for the green pass. What's up?
You could ride JR and drink it?
Yeah, you can drink on the train.
Yes. I don't.
Damn. They got us. They got us.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm missing something.
That's some hating
He
ass
said,
shit.
"Yeah, you could drink on the train."
Oh,
Oh no! I played myself.
I'm lost, folks.
All right, man. They said you could ride
If you guys
JR.
ever go to if you ever guys ever go to Japan, make sure you order the JR.
JR special. You could
JR
drink
will
on
take
it.
care of
They
you in
finesse us.
Japan.
Hey, they may have finessed us, but guess what they didn't do? Go to Japan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Bang, up
about.
top, baby.
How's that?
How was it sitting in Cleveland, bitch?
I don't know. I felt like y'all trip was short.
It was short. It was short as fuck.
Because we were having such a good time.
It was short as fuck. Literally, right as we hit Tokyo and stuff like that, because we didn't have the plans.
On camera too.
Right as we hit Tokyo, honestly, because we didn't have like it's super planned out by an itinerary and stuff like that. I finally felt like I was actually on a vacation. I sat back and I relaxed. But that's because we didn't have all that much. But by at that time, I was already freaking out because I'm like, dude, like a month just went by. Like I have like a week left. Like I gotta do something. So we found multiple things to do and stuff like that.
So much. It's nuts.
So what's
Yes.
up with the maid cafe?
The May Cafe.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
going back to Osaka at that point.
Oh, yeah, we gotta stay focused.
Yeah, so everybody should be keeping up, I think, right? So May Cafe, we walk up the stairs, going through this really inconspicuous door. A bunch of people greet us and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, welcome back, master," and stuff like that. We're like, "Oh, thanks." And then we sit down and everything like that. We order our drinks. This person's coming to talk to us and stuff, and then we have a decent time that's there. One of the maid girls come out and she's got the cat ears and everything like that. And everybody's like, "Louis, you should go take a picture with her." I'm like, "Absolutely, yes, all right." So I walked up over to the thing, like sat down and took the cat ear photos and stuff. And
Where's the evidence?
it's right here, right in my wallet. It's what keeps me going. All right, every time I open up my wallet and stuff, I'm like, yes. But yeah. So where do we have it at?
Oh, you gotta
What is
get a close up.
Dude, this one. No, I'll be able to jump in. But
Let me see that.
here, we're doing show and tell.
She's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, this
her.
is my Polaroid.
Girl I met.
A big booty nuke.
Well, I also met her as
She
well.
look familiar. She look familiar.
Oh damn, that's actually crazy. How dare you guys?
Are they being, they're being
they're making
racist
fun
right
of me.
now? Are you saying?
Whoa,
Are you saying Asian people all look alike?
Yeah, they all fucking look alike.
Well, they kind of do. So, like, literally at Japan, do you remember what was my
He said
biggest
it, not
issue
me.
while I was over there? Like, literally, like, everybody's like, I could be hanging out with this group, and they're like, oh, why are you hanging
They
out
thought he
with
was
them? Are
our
you
tour
Japanese?
guide. Like, oh my god.
Wait. I think you're bringing me back to the thought I had. It was when they were all laughing at you. That's what you were talking about yesterday.
There was an old, okay, we're going to go back to that one night, because I think that's the only night that we're going to really be focusing on. But for right now, we're going to do a quick change here, a little train derailment here. The story that Lamar earlier was talking about that I had talked about was that we were waiting for a train to go to somewhere, and I don't quite remember where, but there was this old lady that walked up and complimented Pal and Nolan on their height. Sorry, Nick, you just weren't tall enough.
No, yeah, honestly, it's
Yeah.
bullshit. I would have been the whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. Go on.
Yes, but in any case, this old lady is complimenting them on the height and stuff like that, right? And then she turns around to me and starts speaking just straight up Japanese to me. And I'm sitting there like, I don't fucking understand you. At this point, it's been a long running joke because I've already received a couple of times from the Japanese locals that like, oh, you're Japanese, right? Oh, you're so cute. You should be Japanese and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm American and I'm also not Japanese as well.
They
so
did,
cute.
They did.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. That was just the thing. You look so Japanese. You're so
I just
cute
wasn't
and stuff.
tall enough or handsome enough that whole trip. That's
Yes.
what I'm
That's
learning.
crazy.
I was just too Asian. No, you were handsome enough. You did it fine. But they were just tall. They took the tall bracket like completely away from you. Like you
got-
were average
you got
size
gatekeep.
in comparison to the. And here's the thing: when you got a taller wall, you don't see whatever's behind it. So
6'5",
that's
6'3", and
Yes.
then
No, they were.
Stop saying you're 6 foot.
What do you
Like
mean?
you 6 foot on a dot.
I'm 6'1" now.
You're
No, I'm
6'1"?
just I'm 6 foot.
You 6 foot on a dot.
That's what the doctor
Don't even
said.
say 6 foot anymore.
What did I
Yeah.
say?
Just say you're 5'12".
5'12".
I swear to God, I'll do it today.
Get the-
I would go to the bar just to
5'12".
say that to a random woman. She's gonna be like, "How tall are you?" I'm 5'12".
I'm 5'12".
5'12".
Won't even register.
I'll get him.
But like she's literally talking to everybody and stuff like that, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, like so okay, so like you're oh you're not." Wait, how did she go about that and stuff like that? She got done with talking to them about them being tall and starts talking to me in Japanese.
talking
Like, oh
about
no,
baseball.
right. Yes. Oh yeah, that's right because she started to come. That's right.
Started listing off every Japanese player in the MLB like we knew him, and I was like, "Oh God!"
Right.
It's like Shohei Ohtani.
Otani, you know Otani.
Otani, you know Otani. No, that's actually how that it went and stuff like that. But yeah, she just like turned back around and just started to be like you're Japanese, right? I know you're hanging out with all these Americans. You also said that you're American, but you're Japanese, right? I'm like sitting there like, man, and everybody is already dying at this point for there. But yeah, that was my struggle while over there. It was just like I didn't necessarily want to fit in that type of way, but I guess that worked.
Yeah, he assimilated a little too well.
But to go back to May night to finish this night off and stuff.
Yeah.
Go in there, take the picture, have a couple of drinks. People start to divvy off. That was the end of the night, but it was still a ton of fun. The people in there were
not the
super
end of the
accommodating, super nice. Were taking care of us. Had a couple of drinks. Moved forward.
It was not the end of the night.
That was the end of the night for everybody else.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
and I still went.
Yeah.
So you can continue on forward.
So now it's like
Yeah.
it's got to be like 5:30 because we didn't stay at the Maid Cafe super long. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the drinks were a little expensive
they were.
in comparison to like everywhere else we've been. But then we go to Shelton's like, all right, come on, let's go. So we go to this foreign bar. It's really weird over there because it was kind of common. They would have like a TV, and then they would just be passing a mouse around the bar, and you would like there'd be like a little keyboard that popped up on the screen. You just went and like typed in your song with the mouse, and you play music. So then it was me, Lewis, and Shota playing darts, pretty much karaokeing. I mean, we weren't karaokeing, but we were. And then hanging out with these locals. I do feel bad for the Romanian guy we met there that
Yeah.
got finessed by this really beautiful Japanese girl.
You're talking about the one that was in white and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They that the left side,
She
right?
was super cute.
Yes.
And she was like smiling, and she was flirting with everybody, right? So she's for the streets. But old boy was dumb enough to be paying for her drinks. He must have thought it was a date. She was like, "No, we're just kicking it."
It gets worse as the night goes on.
It
Yeah.
gets so much worse.
Thanks, little
Yeah.
bro.
Thanks, little bro.
Thanks, little bro.
So
You a
we
real one.
you ready for another one?
Yes. Yeah. I'm ready for another one. I gotta use the rest of it.
You want a high noon or you want this?
I'll take a blue actually.
All right, fair enough. So, anyways, we're having a blast, and of course, I'm picking any song that I think I can sing half well because I'm trying to flex. It didn't work though; they were not interested.
You can sing half well.
Yeah, half well, like well enough that it doesn't sound terrible.
Why not fully well?
I mean, because I'm not that good. I got to stay humble out here.
Fair.
But anyway, so we sing, we throw some darts, we're having an absolute fucking blast at this bar, and then we step outside real quick. He's like stepping out for a vape or something, and we look up and the sun's out. There are literally people going to fucking work. Like we're still drinking, and there are people going to work.
That was the first experience of us,
Yeah.
and I don't think in my life I've ever stayed out that late to where I've seen like drinking out and stuff like that, and seen just like. I don't think I've actually personally ever stayed up that late
Till the
for
sun
it.
came out?
Yeah, that was personally for me the first experience of me staying out at a place to drink until when the sun came out.
So we're like, I'm on like the borderline of wanting to be done, but also wanting to take everything in that I can. And Shota comes out, because Shelta's a dog. And Shelta, if you ever see this, man, thank you so much. You and Yuya and everybody. Yeah, he really was. Y'all made Osaka really special for us.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, me and Lewis are kind of like on the fence, like, all right, what's next? And then he looks at us. The girl that was flirting with everybody was like, oh, well, we're going to this place next. And she was talking to Shota, and Shota was like, oh, yeah, I know that place. And I'm like, well, what's she talking about? And he was like, well, there's this bar. It's now like 7 a.m. And he's like, there's this bar that opens at 7:30. Y'all trying to go? We're like,
30 is crazy.
7:30 a.m., y'all.
Yes.
A.m. People are going to work.
I wouldn't even call it a bar. It's a club.
It's a club.
Yes, it's a club.
And, of course, us being us, we went. And it was fucking packed.
Yes.
It was jumping. I was like, "What? First off, what do you people do? Like, do you not work? What? A bunch of delinquents in here? No,
They
but
work
anyway,
the night shift.
they must be. But either way, we popped in and it was jumping. We only hung out for a couple drinks. It was probably about 8:30. I want to say that we were like, all right, I'm fucking gassed.
I think it was because we were tired, and then also the drinks over there was super expensive. The karaoke place we went to, like I think each JR was like maybe 500 or 600 yen, which translates out to a very reasonable drink price for us and stuff.
like
But the
$4.80.
last place that we went to, not only was the cover charge, I don't know, we disputed about how much the cover charge was, but I remember paying at least 3,000, and I don't know if it's 3,000 each or if it was just 3,000 between the two of us.
1,000 per. But
1,000 per, and that would make sense, right? It was 3,000.
$10 a pop.
Yes. But we walked in and stuff like that, and I'm already like in a negative space because like I think we walk in and then we have trouble like walking around. But there was this big ass Asian dude. First off, like one of the bouncers there and stuff like that. He was tall as fuck. First off, I don't know why I just remember that. I was like sitting there like
Like a Samoan?
no, no, this guy was big, and I'm like sitting there like.
Pause.
Damn, what the fuck?
resume.
Wait, hold on. Hey, they ain't afraid to talk about dick sizes like a horse from fucking Tokyo, right? Yeah, there's a Mr. 8-incher over there. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
There is so much shit that happened that I totally forgot about.
Called him horse.
No, we didn't call him horse.
No, we were at
They
this
called
bar.
him horse.
Yes.
And they were like, why do you call him horse?
It was
like,
so strange. They were fascinated by our dick size. These we'd been hanging out at this bar for a few hours, and then the bartender and there was a girl and a guy bartender. They start asking. They're all friends, so they're all like in a bunch of bands, and the one guy owns the bar, and everybody comes and hangs out there. And shout out to you, brother.
Yes.
Anyways,
Yeah.
they started asking about our dick sizes. They're like, "How big are y'all?" We're like, "What?" And I got the Google Translate
yeah.
running, so I'm like, "All right, go ahead." All right, I was like, "Dozo," and they're like, "Okay." And then he was putting an old girl out on Front Street. She was like, "Oh, she likes to tie dudes up and all this shit." And I was like, "Hey."
Oh no, but she was eyeing out Pal.
She was
though.
flirting with Pal
Oh
that
yeah,
whole
oh
time.
yeah, yeah. It's rubbing the hands and everything like that. Pal sitting there like, oh, dude. Yes,
That was funny. Yeah, see, man, we're going off on so many
I
tangents.
got a question.
I know.
What were those Japanese condoms hitting for?
I didn't. I brought my own.
What the fuck?
They didn't. They weren't gonna have. All right, now see.
You want to try to?
I'm gonna try and be humble, but they weren't gonna have ones that fit me over there.
That's what you think. They got horse over there. He doing fine.
That's true.
Hey, that's true. But
That's true.
I brought my
Horse
own.
over there
I brought
living.
my own box.
Imagine
You guys were
bringing your own
comparing in
condoms.
centimeters, and he was, from what I remember,
Centimeters.
he was bigger than you.
He was.
We
he
allowed
was
to do
bigger than me.
Yes.
Yeah, we whipped them out next to each other. No, I'm just playing.
We brought out the whole tape measure and everything like that.
No, he had.
Damn,
He was
y'all
like,
used the
he was like,
inches?
how many? Nick was like 8. He was like, oh, 25. He was like, Nick was like,
Wait, what was his actual number? What was his actual number?
He
I think
was
it was like
like- he was-
27 and something,
He
right?
was like 8 and some, yeah, well,
Yeah.
centimeters. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was like 8 and some change.
Yes.
8 centimeters?
No.
Like 27 and a half. It was like 8
you
and a
know
half.
we're Americans.
inches. Yeah.
Fuck that metric system.
Yes.
So I was like, how many centimeters? Google. I was like, oh shit, you
Oh
hung, huh?
man.
He said,
I know.
"Holy shit."
He was so
It's
humble
Oh, you,
about it
oh,
too.
you got it like that, huh?
He was so humble about it too. He was honestly one of the coolest characters inside of there. I looked at him. I'm like, you go, my guy. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Had like the ponytail bun up. He's whipping out fucking drinks too. He's like, yeah.
Not more than 2 drinks.
He's just like, oh, it's just like, oh yeah, no, he was stirring something up. He was stirring something
the
up.
pot.
Yeah, he was stirring something up.
Shout
You see him standing over the pot.
Shout out to my my Twitch gang who know about stirring the pot.
Oh god. Yeah, that wasn't God.
Little
Man.
fun dip in the hot tub.
By the way, the worst part of that story was when we got to that bar where that girl said she was going with old boy. she had dipped on old dude and was just flirting with more guys right in front of him.
And the
I'm
poor
like,
part about it
poor
was
dude's
that the dude was just standing there by himself, and Nick and I were just looking over there like, I am so glad I am not in that position and stuff like that. Like you just look at him, he's just sitting there like on his phone and stuff, and it looked like he was like traveling by himself. So he was probably so excited to like interact with a really nice, pretty woman that was out there.
Was that the real perspective of the passport, bro?
no, that dude's not a passport, bro. That bro's a simp.
Yeah.
Nah. Simp. He was doing his best.
Listen, man, I got finessed one time in Japan, and it wasn't even a bad finesse. It was a fair deal. Sounds like a fair trade to me, you know. So that's how I felt. But I got finessed once, and it was in Nagoya,
Okay.
and we went to that club. You remember the Brazilian girls?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this one Brazilian girl danced with whatever. She came up to me, started flirting. Sus. But I was like, okay. I was like, you're kind of bad. I was like, oh, all right, cool. We danced. We made out a little bit. And she was like, come on, let's go grab a drink. And I'm like, all right, cool. Next thing I know, her and all her girlfriends are at the bar with me. I'm like, all right, though. I got
She
it. Like,
ran up a bag.
I got it. Like, no, it was only like 40 some bucks. Because it's cheap over there.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm not going to fret over $40.
Passport, bro.
But I buy the drinks. This is me telling my own embarrassing story about how I got finessed.
I respect it.
I mean, it is what it is, you know. But
I would have got finessed too. I'd have been right there with you, like, damn.
I mean, at
Nick,
least
they got us.
she danced with me. She made out with me, and she gave me your IG and
Oh,
stuff.
she made out with you and you didn't get finessed.
Then it's like, right, that's what I'm saying. Sounds like a fair
You only got
trade.
finessed if you wanted more.
So, not that I was counting on nothing.
You got a little kiss.
Not that I was counting on anything happening, but, you know, it would have been cool if it did happen.
I mean, imagine getting finessed and not getting a kiss.
So listen, so we go back to the dance floor where everybody's at. We dance a little bit longer. She's like, "Oh, hey, like I'm gonna go do whatever this real quick. Like I'll be back." And she goes with her girlfriend. So I'm like, "All right, cool."
She never comes back.
This bitch. No, but it gets worse. Listen to this. So I'm like, all right. So I chalk it up as a loss because I'm a man about it. Whatever. It happened. She got me. Good for her. She got her free drink. I made out. But whatever. I didn't really lose none of this $40. So we go downstairs because all the clubs there are like multi-floor.
Yes.
So we get bored on the floor we're on, and we're like, all right, let's go down a floor. She's there, and she comes right up to me. Hey, babe, blah, 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 all this stuff. I'm like, I immediately am like, no, it's cool. Like, don't worry about it. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, listen, you got me. It's cool. You got your drink for you and your
I
friends.
think he was just a sore loser.
I wasn't being. I was.
What if she was just drunk and she was just wandering?
Hell no, bro. Come on now. See, now that's what Simps would say. I know damn well I got finessed.
Simps
and
don't
that's
get
cool.
finessed.
Listen, she played her game. I played my game. She won
Sure,
the game. That is
yeah.
what it is.
And
But
you walk away from it.
And but she was like, no, what do you mean? And I was like, no, listen, we're cool. You don't have to pretend. It's cool, babe. Like, go have fun.
It's cool, babe.
And she was like, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. My girlfriend thought this guy was cute, so we stayed down here because she was trying to hit on him. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And I went on about my night. And then at the end of the night, we ran into them again when we were leaving. And I was like, what are y'all about to do? And the one friend was like, oh, we're going to go back to our place, probably drink and kick it for a while. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, you know, you want me? I think me and Pal were the last guys standing at this point. I think
Yes.
everybody else had dipped out. And I was like, you know, you want us to come? We can grab some stuff on the way back and drink and hang out. And she just wasn't on it. And then I hit her one more time with the, see, like, you didn't have to pretend. And then I was like, but it's cool. Y'all have a good night. And I was like, I'll see you later, whatever. And then it ended up being a way better night because we met Tada, and I don't remember the rest of the boys. Pal was close with the one dude. I would say they were the closest thing to delinquents that we met there. They're not bad guys at all. They're good people for sure. But like tatted up, you know, abnormal, black sheep, if you will, by Japanese standards, normal here in the States. And we ended up kicking it with them for a while, walking and drinking with them. And then we ate food. And then me and Pal didn't get home till like 8 a.m. or something like that.
It's not like every night you guys didn't get home to like.
I would
8
say there was like probably out of 27 days,
28,
I would say there was
technically.
28,
Yeah.
9 days at least that the earliest I got home was like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then there were a
No, we
handful of
stayed
nights
out for
that
a
were
bit.
like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay, I'm going to call it early tonight.
We played it by ear most of the time and stuff like that. If nothing was really going on, there's no point in wasting your energy because we normally, up until Tokyo, we had something that we had planned for the next day. So it was imperative that we got back at a good time.
I said, fuck all that. I just kept staying out. I was like, I'll survive. in a couple
We had
hours.
to bonk you a couple times to get up and stuff like that. But you got up for every single time. I don't think
was
anybody's
quick.
I don't think anybody really missed the mark with when it came down to there and stuff
We
like
didn't
that.
miss any
But
trains. We
No.
almost missed one train because of me because I locked myself out of my locker.
yes.
That was wild.
All right, I've got more topics to go, but I gotta pee, so I think we're gonna take like a quick 5-minute intermission that's here, and then we'll get back into it.
Part 1, and then we do part 2.
Yeah, that's fine. How long have we been actually talking?
A while.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
okay.
we gotta dial in.
Yeah, there's some topics I want to get to and stuff like that. So quick break. Blah. Goodbye. Okay. Do we have every angle up right now? Okay. All right, welcome back from the break. Everybody took a little tootsie to themselves here, so we're back. Just a quick shout out for the Sweet and Spicy channel and then everybody that is part of it. Thank you guys, everyone, for the massive support that we're getting it for it. We are at 100 subs. Woo!
Yeah.
Little small incremental goals, but we hope to be able to spread ourselves to a further audience. So every day that we're doing something, we're getting just a little bit more better every single day, and we're gonna make this type of content as fun and easy to watch for you guys, and we'll be continuing to do it. So hoping you guys stay along for the ride. So
I think we're getting better.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It comes with anything that comes with practice and stuff. So, but looking forward.
Makes perfect.
Practice
Makes permanent.
permanent. Yes, perfect doesn't necessarily exist at all points in times, but
practice makes
we'll shoot for the stars, and then we hit the moon. We're halfway there. So, all right, to bring it back from before before we took the break in the podcast, we were talking about most of our stuff that happened in the trip that we can at least recollect off the top of our heads there. I think we talked a little bit enough about the trip in of itself, and I kind of wanted to get into some of the topics involved with the cultural differences from Japan and the U.S. And I figured that'd be a lot of good talking points that's here. Yeah, feel free for the rest of everybody else to speak about something you're interested to know. Is it different over there and stuff? Were you saying something, Lamar?
Of course it's different.
Yeah.
They all different. They're real different. But what I want to know is, like, I know y'all ate a lot of good food out there, but if there's like one thing on the top of your mind that you could think of, it's like, I wish I could have that again.
Tonkatsu. Yeah, the fried pork bowl and stuff like that. Yeah.
For both of y'all?
For me, it's the pork belly don. So it's like the slices of pork over the rice and stuff like that. But the tonkatsu was very close secondary for me. Yes.
We got it at a fucking train station. It was fire.
That was the best one that we got.
It
yes.
was.
Yeah, we literally pulled off of a train, sat down, and we were just trying to look for a quick meal before we headed out because we had a long day ahead of us after we got off the train. And literally pulled into a restaurant, sat down, and that was probably one of the best meals that I've had during the I would say the best. It wasn't my necessarily favorite. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was the best in quality, but I had other things that I had a favorite of.
Again, at a fucking train station.
Yes, that's the crazy
Y'all
part.
remember what city it was in?
Kanazawa.
Kanazawa. Yep, that was the day that we pulled in for one day. I think that was our only city that we did one day in.
Well, like we did like day trips to like Hiroshima and Nara.
True, but it was around and we went back to our base of Osaka.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was where me and one of our other friends that went on the trip were supposed to live. So everybody indulged us and let us, we were going to move there. We had contracts to move and work there. And then COVID happened and that kind of fell apart. But either way, everybody indulged us for a day and let us go, see the place we would have been living,
Did y'all get robbed by the deers in Nara?
Oh, bro, they were on some shit. I was sitting and people watching for a while. And I was just watching like this group of like Indian tourists get mugged by these deer. Like if you weren't giving them fucking treats, they would like come up and like bite your ass and shit. Especially the women. See, deer know what they're doing because they weren't going after the guys. They were just chasing the women. I was like, oh, you little horny motherfuckers. So, but yeah, no, the deer, they act all polite. They pull up on you like,
Hey. You ain't paid today.
yeah.
Hey, run them fucking biscuits.
I bowed and now give me food. You're my bitch now.
Hey,
now that I've just
you don't know
bowed.
how to do it? Do you don't know how shit work here?
Bro, they took it in
I bow.
shifts too.
You give me food.
You give me food. Oh, I scared a little kid at Nara because the deer was like pulling up on him and his family.
Yeah.
And he was trying to like pet the deer, but the deer wasn't fucking with him because he didn't have snacks, and the deer knew it.
You're like, nah, nigga, you
So
broke.
I walked up, I bowed to the deer, I broke one of my little biscuits, I gave it part of the biscuit, and I looked at the little boy, I was like, here, you tried to give him the other half. Old boy looked at me, he was like, ah! and he ran to his mom and dad. His mom and dad just looked at me. You know, they don't speak English. They just look over at me. They're like, "Oh, it's so sorry." Like, it's fine. I was like, oh.
Mike's kid's a bitch.
I just walked away.
Mom, this strange tall white man thinks that I'm a deer and he gave me a biscuit.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Nick actually bowed at the kid.
He's scarred of America for life.
Yes, exactly. Right.
The what do you call it? The oh my god, and the little schoolgirls in Sapporo is one of the cutest things I've ever.
Oh my
fucking
God,
seen.
yeah, they got like the little bye bye.
But they're matching outfits, they're matching yellow hats, and they're
it.
matching backpacks, and they come up. We're sitting waiting to cross the street, and there's a group of 4 of them. And they come up to the opposite side of the street of us, and they're standing there. They're all holding hands, and then the light turns, and we start to cross, and the one girl crosses.
Yeah.
And right before she goes to cross, they all let go of their hands, and then bye bye, and they cross. She crosses the street, and then when she gets to the other side, she turns around. They turn back and look at her, bye bye.
That was so cute. Yeah, it was actually
And then
so
she
fucking
goes
cute.
off on, you know, and then it was so fucking adorable. Japanese kids are so well behaved. Fuck these American kids for real.
I've never wanted to punt anything more in my life with
Than an
with
American
American kids.
child,
Yeah, exactly. And then over there, I actually consider. I'm like, damn, I kind of want a family. That looks kind of nice.
I think I heard one kid cry, and he was probably like a newborn that just wanted
kid that
milk.
you
It was the kid you
Yeah.
scared.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
two
right,
kids
right.
cry.
Yeah, yes.
You just forgot about him.
Oh man, I'm just gonna call him little
That kid,
Toshi.
for that kid's perspective, that
Little
that
Tom.
little kid was scarred. He watched this tall white man get his deer.
Oh my god, dude, we would be on the train.
I got something for you
It
too,
would-
my boy.
It would be,
Yes,
it would be
sir.
so
You a
funny.
baby deer, huh?
We'd be on the train, and they would do, especially the kids, right? The kids would just be staring at you, and then like a few times over the course of the month, I would like try and like break the tension. Like you'd see them, they're just staring at you, and you're just like just to show them I'm human, I'm normal.
You're better than me.
And the little kid was just like, every time I
You're better
waved
than
at him,
me.
they were
I
just
would
like,
have just made faces at them. They'd have been like looking at me, and I'd have did my lip thing.
I was like,
Oh no.
I was like, what's touching me? It's Chris's big toe. I'm like, okay.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Ooh, he's
You getting toe fucked over there.
So
Real comfy.
not to dive into stories or anything, but yeah, what
No, we've got some good different stories and stuff like that.
we've got
One-
so many untold.
One thing I wanted to hit on, because we've actually got 2 Japanese pieces that's supposed to and stuff, is that the 2 people that have stuff from Japan, could they stand up and show off their shirts
yeah.
and stuff like that? Yeah.
Mine's basic.
Sorry guys, mine's pretty dope. Marlboro man.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Yes, very nice, very nice.
A horse.
Oh.
Oh yeah, got that. On.
And it's not like off-white because you stained the fucking shirts and stuff like that. You keep it in good care. Yeah.
Well, now I don't use. By the way, if you guys struggle with stained armpits, don't use aluminum in your thing.
Yes.
Takes about a month to get off, but I no longer stain my armpits, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
My armpits are
You
stained,
use what?
but I smell good.
The aluminum deodorants. Yeah.
When you sweat, it's what stains
What's
your
aluminum?
shirts.
It's the ones that
The shit that's in every deodorant.
it's in most antiperspirant deodorants, not the gel ones. So if you use gel, you're fine. But if you use antiperspirants and stuff, if you look in the ingredients list, if you see aluminum and you wear white shirts, you will get pit stains.
Yeah.
Because it causes a reaction with the sweat, and that's what ends up staining, and you get that yellowed armpit look and stuff like that.
I can't use gel deodorant.
I do. You just have to deal with the sweat, but I don't really sweat all that much for my armpits.
I
And
mean,
stuff
I
like
do,
that.
but I'd rather sweat and have clean
Yeah.
pits than sweat and have.
That's what I'm
yellow
saying,
pits, you know?
right? I
I'm
mean,
gonna
it's sweat. It's
regardless.
natural. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I sweat
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
Like this aluminum ain't stopping no sweat.
Right.
No, but it will stop at least staining your shirt, so that's also important as well. But the main thing that I wanted to bring up with the 2 pieces that's here and stuff like that is that Japanese fashion is like actually on a whole nother level. When I touched base that was there, look, I had the stigma that I've got like 3 tall ass fucking white dudes out there and stuff, and a couple, right? Like I'm a blip on the radar, and that was exactly that. They're like, oh, you're the Japanese tour guy that's taking these guys around. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm here on vacation. I'm with these guys. I'm American, and I don't speak a lick of fucking Japanese out here, right? So I felt like when I was walking around and looking at these people and stuff like that, I had to step my game up. Everybody was dressed up fucking nice out there. Like good shoes, like great ass pants and stuff like that. Everybody was styling, had accessories on everywhere and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there like, damn, dude, I'm wearing my fucking like I'm wearing what I'm wearing as of right now, like a hoodie, some sweatpants and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck.
American style.
Right, exactly,
Which is no style at all.
No, and one thing to factor into there is because that society, Japan,
Walmart style.
accepts the second the secondary clothes so much. They've got tons of thrift stores. Like people are always trading, selling clothes and stuff like that. And that's what helps keep the fashion and fit moving and accepted around everywhere and stuff. So I mean, like it was so cool to see the different thrift stores, and you'd be looking around, you find some different things. We saw some Indians gear over there and a couple of other teams gear that we
Picked up
loved.
an Indians jersey, brought that thing home.
Yes, sir. And it was a nice ass
You had to go
jersey.
far for that one.
Yeah, it was a nice ass motherfucking jersey too. And
Vintage,
stuff.
yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
cool. I would say I think that segues into another point really well, is that I think there's a different attention to detail there in the way people keep themselves. And that I think we're missing here. And I remember, and I know you guys were making fun of me because I kept harping on it, but like when we landed back in Detroit, I have never been so disappointed in my life. I looked around me and I was just like, ew. What the fuck, dude? Like, why is everybody so unkept here? Like, your hair is just all fucked up. You're wearing baggy ass sweatpants. Like, over in Japan, you would see a girl get off like a 12-hour shift. She'd go in the bathroom, change, clean herself, and come out looking great.
She was ready.
Yeah, you're just like,
she was ready to kick it.
And she's not going anywhere but the train and home. But they're so well put together over there, and there's that attention to detail that I think we miss here. And I think part of that is there is a definite feminine nature there. I don't know what your thoughts were on that.
I think it exists for both of the genders there, but obviously as single
Yes.
males, we paid more attention to the females that were over there.
I
But
don't know. Judging by the first part of the first half.
I know
of
all the
podcast,
stories. We didn't tell any of the stories
y'all paid
about
attention
success
to.
with women. We just told all the stories about how the
About
homies
success
tried to
with
get
men.
at us.
I know, yeah. It's just
I promise
if
there's
you're in
more.
Sapporo, just get ready to get
Pretty much just talked about like how you had multiple opportunities to fuck a
Sussy
guy.
baka.
How you got rejected by some Brazilian chick.
Those are the most
Talk about
memorable,
success.
all right?
Some guy named Horse with an 8-inch cock.
A game is game everywhere, and that's okay.
Hey, game
That-
recognized game. You look
Right.
real unfamiliar.
You're looking real unfamiliar.
So I would, I mean, personally, just talking about the women, if you guys are cool with that, I think,
I'm cool with it, bro. It's your life.
oh my man, that really stuck out to me. I think the women
What, the
there,
women?
they don't have, yes, they don't have
Interesting.
a masculine bone in their body, is what I'm trying to say.
Why not?
And that's why, I mean, I don't know. That's a great question. I think culturally, it's just kind of frowned upon. Women are still women there, which is really interesting. I think American,
What you mean?
well, this is what I mean. I'm going to elaborate.
Yes.
I'm going to elaborate. I think, and this is a very common conversation going on here in the States these days, but I think American women have, in an attempt to be the things that they've saw value in, have adopted more traditionally masculine traits and have taken on roles that expose them to things that are scarring and traumatizing, and that makes them more like men. And it's hard for men. It's hard for men to want to date men. You know what I mean? If you're a hard, tough, rough woman, I'm not saying you're wrong for being that.
Lewis is allergic to the passport bro.
For the
agenda.
passport bro agenda. But
It doesn't work the same for me. I'm
No,
not
no,
passport,
no.
bro. I'm going
Listen,
over there like,
I
oh,
think-
you're a local
I
trying to fuck
think-
locals.
You're not,
I'm like,
passport,
no.
you're not passport bro yet. I'm giving Lewis 4 years. He could be a passport.
Oh no, I'm gonna be.
4 years.
I
Things,
mean,
Damn.
you've already accepted your fight. 4 years, Lewis is gonna be like, all right, Thailand, let's go.
Thailand.
I'm gonna be
Pull
right there
up.
with him.
Nick, pull up. About to go get some
For
lady boys.
$10,000.
What I wanted to say is I think that American
Everything's
women,
cheap.
Western women specifically, but American women the most, are victims of a social experiment that's taking place.
Victims.
No,
It's
they
crazy.
really are. They really are, and I think time is going to continue to show that. I think the decline in relationships here in this country, I think there's proof of that.
There's
And-
a lot. I could agree with that.
and I think that they're victims of a social experiment of the last 60 years, and we've lost feminine energy. And I think there's a misunderstanding in that. I think a lot of women today understand feminine energy as subservient, which I think can be a part of it. But I think really what it is the purity and the innocence of it. When you're a man and you're kind of forced into a place and a space where you constantly have to deal with hard things, hard traumas in a world that, you know, generally doesn't give a fuck about you, I think it's refreshing and amazing to see a woman that maybe isn't going through that, and to see a part or a picture of a world where that isn't the case. And I think that's why men want to protect women. I think that's why men enjoy more innocent and feminine women, because it's a refresher. We don't want you to be like us. We don't want you to be battled, hardened, and scarred like us, because I want to break from that. when I come home and see you, I want to see just beauty. I want to see happiness. I want to see innocence. I want to see a lack of tragedy. I don't want to see a reflection of the world that I live in and deal with every day. I want to see why I live in that world is so that you can live in a world where that's not the case.
Hey, I was about to say, I want to see what I'm fucking.
Hey.
I heard that F come. I heard that, and then he switched that shit up.
So in Japan, I think that traditional gender roles to a degree are still accepted.
I mean, what's before that we continue on with this and stuff like that? I mean, what's everybody else's viewpoint on the actual role of femininity, and then also, like, I guess in that role, like looking as to like what they deal with, the roles that they have come up to and stuff, because we deal on a constant basis. As I actually here now, we're all bachelors here, right? Actually,
Kinda.
yeah. Man, you
not
son of
really.
a bitch.
No, I'm not.
We're all bachelors here and stuff, and it is a constant thing that we all deal with. Chris, we've already spoken on to multiple different podcasts and stuff like that, right? Hey Chris, how you doing and stuff? But what's your viewpoint on it and stuff, right? Do you believe that the feminine energy is still out there, and in what way, shape, or form do you believe so or not believe so? We're gonna start off with Chris, and then we'll move to Lamar.
I don't know anything. I'm clueless.
What do you mean that you're clueless?
I'm clueless.
He just doesn't interact. That's his way.
Clueless on everything.
You're not clueless. There's a reason why that you aren't
I think he's
interacting.
just extremely submissive. That's what it
Clueless
is.
on this subject.
Just
That's what I'm saying.
I think
think
Chris
he's just a
needs
sub.
that one girl that we met in Tokyo that would tie him up into the bed
I
and
think he's
then
just a sub.
whip him into shape.
Do you prefer like more dominant women?
What?
Would you like
I don't think he
What?
knows. I don't think he knows what
She
he
just
wants.
comes up to you like,
No.
"What up, cuz?"
Hell no.
Eating this pussy, nigga.
Yeah. So you want somebody that's a little bit softer
No,
and like
saying,
that's like
I'm saying I literally zoned out like halfway through this conversation.
why?
Damn, was I that boring?
That's
My bad,
cap.
I don't know. I just zoned out.
Nah.
Like I was just staring into
The
like,
general- the-
when you edit this, you're gonna see me just being like,
Nah, I was looking at you the whole time while I was looking at Nick.
All right.
He was paying attention. Capping.
All right, come on, continue the conversation. Lamar, I'm gonna move towards these and stuff like that before that we actually move into like what that we saw over there and maybe the differences between the two and stuff like that. So, current women that are out in the world as of right now, and even men and stuff like that, they fit specific general roles, and they have their tasks that are set out for them. But it seems like that the balance in the world is shifting a little bit and stuff. Women are claiming more roles for themselves, and then in some way, shape, or form, men are concurrently trying to figure out either how to balance that for themselves and or just figure out what the fuck to do with that. Because I think that is a difficulty that's out in the world as of right now, is that these roles are shifting. That's there, but the classic and old style, I guess, is how some people might refer to it as, is that the men hold the traditional role and take care and want to go back home to the comfortable place back at home and stuff, may not exist. What is your opinions about it? Do you believe that actually is the case, and do you actually see that in women today?
that's a lot.
I can only go off my personal experiences and like
I summarized it all at the bottom of it. Yeah,
But I hear you. Yeah.
yeah. I summarized it all at the
I
bottom.
can
of
only
it.
go off my personal experiences from like some of the Japanese pen pals that I have, because there was a point in my life where I was going to move in Japan. I was trying to understand like a lot that was going on there, and I would say, one, there's way too many cultural differences for us to draw like complete parallels.
True.
But
Yes.
I think like one of the biggest is like, it begs the question like, why are women more masculine when it comes down to it versus like theirs are less masculine or not masculine at all?
Right.
And the only thing I could kind of think of is like, if they're not getting what they want, they adapt and change like humans do to become something that they haven't been, so they can get what they want. And if I was going to assume, like, let's say, like, one of the things that I hear a lot in, like, the red pill community, they say, like, oh, all women want is your money. So, like, they become more masculine so they can make more money, so they can provide for themselves or whatever. But if you relate that to, like, one of the things that I found out, like, pretty early, like, over 10 years ago when I had a couple of Japanese pen pals who moved over there and they found Japanese wives and, like, just the cultural norm that's over there, like, for, like, a married couple, one of the things that they told me was, when you get married, like even if your wife is working, like her money is her money and your money is her money too. Like it is completely normal in Japanese culture for like the husband to get his check and like it pretty much goes to the wife and she like does whatever the fuck she wants.
Because she
with
runs
that.
the household.
Yeah, she pretty much runs the household.
Right. And
So it's
he's
pretty
fine
normal.
with that because she takes on the traditional roles at the same time.
Yeah, while working and doing all that stuff too. Yeah.
I ain't got no complaint there. I've told the girl I've been seeing that if you move in and stuff, I don't really care what money you make. Your money can be your money. I said, but I'll pay the bills, this, that, the other. But then there are expectations that certain things are going to be taken care of. If you want to work and have a career and do your thing, that's fine. But if you want to be with me, there's expectations that come with that. And I think in Japan, that's there. I also think, to add to what you're saying, and I'll let you continue, I think in Japan there's a subculture or a culture-wide thing of service. And I think service, to be of service to family, to friend, and even to strangers, is a big part of their culture. And I think, therefore, unlike an American culture where to serve is kind of viewed negatively, which I don't think it should be, it's not viewed that way there. It's viewed as an honorable thing to do, the right
I
thing
have
to
a theory on why that is.
Why?
Go ahead.
I think Americans are inadvertently selfish. Think about Japanese culture. They've always had their sense of pride. Their history goes beyond ours.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time. America was founded by very selfish Europeans who decide to leave their family, like the people they know, all that stuff, to come over here in search of a new life. And then every time like a group of people or whatever come to America, they're the most selfish of those people. Hence why people in Cali are the most selfish, because like not only did they come to America, they were just on the East Coast pretty much, and then people who were just a little bit more selfish and greedy like went further west in search of like more opportunities. But while whatever your circumstance, like why you're leaving your country, maybe it might be war, maybe it might be to find a better opportunity to grow a family, ultimately you have to make a somewhat selfish decision to make that jump. Like we got a lot of Vietnamese friends, for example. They leave their family, their friends, like the people they grew up with all their life, and they come to a country that they don't really understand anything about, and they try to create a life for their children. And while that might be a great thing to do, like I think it's honorable in a way, but like ultimately at the bare bones of it, it's a little selfish. Like you're leaving everything you've ever known behind you. It's brave for sure, but ultimately it's selfish. And America's, from the beginning, like whether it was throwing tea in the harbor, we've always been just naturally
1776
selfish.
gang.
So like I understand, and like that's what I mean when I say
Fuck
like
that
just
tea.
culturally we are selfish, but like the Japanese people, it's ingrained in them.
I
to
think
be,
that comes
like,
from a lack
more
of identity
one.
too,
Yeah,
and a lack of a central culture. See, like in Japan, very much so. I think you would agree. From top to bottom, and we went all over that country, 10 or 11 different cities, a couple different little smaller areas that we went and visited. And I would tell you that from top to bottom, there's a unity there. And there's a central identity, there's a central core set of values and beliefs and a way that they believe you should operate in society. I mean, it's the reason that they can have a society where there's no fucking trash cans anywhere and there's not a piece of garbage anywhere.
Yep.
And
That was a funny thing that was there. There's an actually extreme lack of trash
we
cans
had
over
we
in
had
Japan.
to carry our
Yeah.
garbage around with us for hours until we managed to find one, which was usually at a 7-Eleven, or honestly, half the time we just carried that shit all the way back to our home.
Yep.
And then put it in the trash. So I think a lack of multiculturalism for now is a benefit to them, and I think for us it's multiculturalism has had a lot of positive benefits, but right now is probably more of a negative than a positive.
it's because it works.
It does in some ways, but then when you lack a central core identity and a core set of beliefs and a core set of way of operating, I mean, for instance, a kid who comes from, I don't know, some third world country anywhere, where trash heaps are everywhere and people just throw garbage on the ground because there is no garbage collection.
That's
There's no
Vietnam.
waste.
Yeah.
Right. They come here and that's like normal to them. So it's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like I got to go out of my way to pick up and recycle? What the fuck is recycle?
Nobody's there to be able to hold each other accountable, to be able to make sure that the city's clean and everything like that. You'll still have like the really special few that would be like, they'll see somebody toss something out the window and they'll fucking make a break. Like, dude, pick that fucking shit up or I'm gonna beat your ass, right? But most of the time it's the people looking the other way at that point.
And
though.
I think you're right. And
Yeah.
I think actually that's you use the word accountability, and that's something I'm going to say that I think is very different here. Because we are a country made up of so many different nationalities, ethnicities, backgrounds, religions, and cultures, holding each other accountable is damn near impossible. Over there, because there is an expected result, because there is a central set of values, like I said, the stigma holds everybody accountable.
Yes.
Like, bitch, you can't play dumb. You know better.
It makes it a little.
you know better. Pick that shit up.
It makes it a little bit easier too, because like when foreigners go to a country like that, we're humans. Humans all adapt to what's around them.
Fall in line
When
instantly.
they see everybody else, like, well, they're not throwing trash on the street. I'm not going to be the only one throwing trash on the street. So it's easier to adjust to.
Oh, we're not
what already
jaywalking here.
existed.
That was probably the hardest one for me.
I know, like every
jaywalking.
time there was the stop sign, there was no cars coming. It would literally be like a regular side street, and we would still refuse to go across the street because
Until the
nobody
light
else
turned.
would. We're like sitting there, like I could literally just take 3 steps and get across the street right now, but I
There's
don't
no
want to.
car in sight,
Right.
but we would wait anyways. No
Yes.
jaywalking.
Right.
Is that a law over there?
I mean, it's a law
It
everywhere.
is, but it's a law here too. To be completely honest,
we just
Yeah.
don't care.
Right. We just don't give a fuck. Right.
And we don't even cross at the. I mean, damn, we don't even walk to where the cross is.
Yeah, we did it yesterday after the Indians game.
We're just like-
Something to
Right.
keep in mind though too, that in Japan, if you get detained, what is it? It's like a detainment period of
23
like,
days minimum for a
exactly.
foreigner.
Yep, exactly.
If you are a foreigner, it's 23
So
days.
if you break a law, you're detained 23 days minimum. Like imagine that. We're there for a fucking month, but if you get detained, your entire month's fucking gone. You're like sitting there like, bruh.
And it's usually,
Yeah.
they're actually usually known for like bullying people into confessions. Like,
Yes.
They're like, you're gonna be. That's why they have a conviction rate of like 99%. They're like, you're gonna be here a long time, motherfucker.
All right.
'Cause we're gonna hold you because you're not a citizen. You're not entitled to no rights. And the American embassy can't do shit for you except like maybe help you contact your family. Mom,
Hey, Mom,
Help.
I'm stuck in Japan.
I've eaten nothing but white rice and
It
shrimp
happened.
for
I
4
dropped the
days.
bubblegum wrapper on the ground.
Yes.
Now I'm in jail for 23
Yeah,
days.
exactly. Yes.
Like, why would you drop a bubblegum wrapper on the ground?
But that was the coolest part because you would walk around. These streets are actually pristine. Like I could sit on the side of the sidewalk and stuff like that, and not feel like I'm gonna get like a dirt
Except
patch in the back
Tokyo.
of my pants. Yes, but also we were staying in the Shinosaki, what was it?
Shinokubo Station. but
Shinokubo
Shinjuku
Station, yeah.
was where we were at.
Yes.
Right by Kabukicho, red light
It's
district.
kind of hard to keep a megacity clean.
True. Yes.
Nah.
And well, hold on. The
Osaka's a mega city.
Osaka is a megacity, but not to the point of Tokyo. Tokyo is
Tokyo
the
is-
melting pot of Japan. There is multiple cultures
Proof
that are there.
multicultural is bad.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Rats and garbage and filth everywhere.
I've
and
never seen so many rats in my life. Like even in New York and stuff like that.
Oh, it's
there was a
wild.
couple of them, but they were just big.
they were bold.
Japan, they were smaller, but they were hordes. Like I literally saw a whole fucking like it just looked like a black swarm just coming out of like a fucking hole in the wall. I'm like, I'm
Then
like,
there's
what the fuck?
the
Yeah.
I would say Tokyo too. This is also proof that Tokyo was the least polite, least welcoming city that we were at the whole time. It
Yeah.
ended up actually being my least favorite.
I've
out of
heard that.
everywhere
It's
we went.
because it's, a lot of foreigners go to Tokyo.
And they don't fuck with y'all. Osaka, man, the friendliest place. It's like local. Here was the difference for me. Tokyo, they treated you with like a silent neglect. Like, here's your drink, bye. In Osaka, they're like, here's your drink, kampai. Like, let's drink together. Kampai, cherry pie, cream pie.
Chunk pie, cherry pie,
Or,
cream pie.
no,
yes.
it's kampai, opai, cherry pie.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just changed it up a little bit with the we added that one in. Yeah, that was us towards the end
Question actually, because this came up while we were over there. They think that cream pies include oral. Can we all
Interesting.
agree that is not the case?
Why wouldn't it be?
Because, I mean, I guess that's a good question.
Why not?
But when I look up porn, it doesn't say cream pie in her mouth. It says she swallowed. You know what I mean?
I mean the sheer is there a sheer definition of cream pie when it comes down to like
Where's
something
Where's the Urban Dictionary?
I don't know. It's okay.
What makes the cream?
You can.
I do.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because that it's like in between like the two lips and stuff like that. That it's like a cream pie. I don't know. It doesn't look. I mean, I guess you got two.
ever seen those oatmeal cream pies?
Yeah, exactly. We do like those. I like oatmeal
I don't know, guys.
cream
All
pies.
I'm saying is, if we don't have an answer, then the only thing we have is the scientific method. And that means we gotta
Scientific method to cream pies.
hypothesize and
You heard it here
experiment.
first on Sweet and Spicy. The
Yes.
scientific method to do the perfect cream pie.
No, I was just talking about experimenting, but that's cool.
Oh.
But to get back
Don't
onto
be
the
afraid,
topic at
Chris.
hand and stuff, it was the fashion, the feminine energy that the women that gave off of there and stuff. Like, Chris, you would have a ball. Honestly, like literally 90% of the women that was over there and stuff like that, I was just like, I could
No, he
literally
wouldn't.
sit down and fucking like.
He likes masculine women.
Oh, you're right. Yes. Okay, so you
thought
like
you
maybe
had-
about
I
like
thought-
10%.
I thought
of
you
it.
had a good time
I
at the
thought you
muscle
didn't
bar.
know anything.
You're right.
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
I
he,
didn't know the question.
No,
He-
no.
he
Chris,
doesn't
Chris
know.
wants to
We
be tied
know.
up.
No,
he
I'm
wants
playing.
he wants the ropes. He wants the chains and everything like that. He wants to not move during bedtime.
Any muscle mommies out there, listen, Chris is down. He
Yes.
lifts. He goes to the gym 5 days a week.
He's taking
He
care
wouldn't
of
have had
himself.
he
He's
wouldn't have had
working
a
on
great time.
himself.
The
Oh
biggest,
yes.
the biggest tip that I received from your fellow
Hey,
Passport
what'd you
Bro
receive?
members,
The big tip,
biggest
I guess.
tip,
Yeah.
big tip
Yeah, it's the biggest
that I
of them.
received is the type of game you have here is the type of game you're gonna have anywhere else in the world.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, game recognized game, and you looking real unfamiliar right now, Chris.
True, but I think it changes up a little bit just based on how that it's received over there. To be completely honest and stuff, because it is a lot. Personally, for me, it was a lot slower, softer when I was interacting and stuff like that. I would say for yours, most of your interactions that were there were started off with being that sensual, slow, and you weren't dancing at the club, and then you pulled somebody in and stuff like that. It was you sat there and you talked. You talked about life, like you guys were like making babies
and they
mentally.
and they I will tell you this, they make, and this is proof, women, my ladies in America, you do not have to flaunt what your mama gave you to be pretty. They make modesty look sexy over there. And
Oh, yes.
I am
Yeah.
telling you, I have never been more physically attracted to women in my life, and I'm talking women that were covered in head to toe, and they carried themselves. What you mean by that?
I thought you was in Asia.
All right, Drewski, chill out. they
tell me you was
carried
in
themselves
West
in a
Asia.
way, man, that made modesty just hot. Like you were like, wow, I just want to spend time with you. I'll tell you, and I mentioned this earlier in the podcast, I became a feminist while I was over there, and this is what I meant by that.
Yeah.
Let me clarify.
feminist?
I'm not on your side.
Can you be a
fem-
feminist and a passport, bro?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I am now. Let me tell you why.
He said I am.
I realized while I was over there, it's something that I've always known, but I realized this, that women really are the most precious thing on the planet. I found myself.
That's cap, bro.
No,
As
no,
long
listen,
as water
no, no,
exists.
listen to what I'm saying, bro. I came back and I was saying this earlier. I came back and I realized that if you offered me 100 of the most beautiful sights in the world, or 100 of the most beautiful women, and I can only have one. I know what you're going to say next, so you just.
I'm waiting for it. It's already clocked in the chamber.
Oh, damn it! I set myself up for that, but
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you tried to fix it, but you couldn't.
I walked right into it. Anyways,
Except
I
Yeah.
tend to do that. So-
It's okay. It's a valiant statement nonetheless. Go
So
ahead.
my point is that if I and I'm not talking about lust, I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about just to be able to see the beauty that is women. Like, bro, I am fascinated by women, and not in a lustful way, but just to look and to see the different smiles, the different eyes, the different mannerisms, the different everything, because every woman is a different puzzle, a different sight. It's like fucking, I came to that realization over there because modesty and beauty is what was on my mind, because it wasn't so sexualized over there, because the first thing I'm seeing isn't your fucking tits or your ass hanging out. It's you, and it's just you living and being present in the moment. And I just wowed. I really, like, I came back changed in a way. And then I got back to America, and I was like, there ain't no pretty bitches here.
This man had a halo over his
I'm
head.
playing, no, some
The
of you
sun
are
was coming
gorgeous.
through the clouds and
Some of
everything
you.
like that. I
can
can
see
see clearly now.
for me,
the
if it was like
rain has
between
gone.
100 bitches and 100 beautiful sights,
I'll take the girls.
I want to see Valorant run at above 1,000 frames on max graphics.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Every woman is a sight. Every woman's got her mountains and her curves,
yes.
and her different
Mountains
little
is
smiles and her different little personality and her the little tattoo and the little story that you never knew.
Tattoo.
And I'm telling you, they're deep. That shit is deep. I don't know. Am I being romantic right now? Let me know.
I think so.
You've been a little
Yeah.
I mean, a little
Am
sweet.
I?
It's getting me a little
You've
bit
been a
warm.
little sweet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, and so that made me
We found the sweet
realize
and our
even
spicy.
more why the feminine women are so valuable, because one woman is the value of 100 sites. That's how I feel about it. The stories, the smile, I think of every moment, and I don't know if those of you who've been in love out there, you gentlemen who've been in love out there and had that moment where you looked at a girl, hell, she burped in front of you the right way, and you thought, "Oh my god, what if that's so cute."
Right, just a little toot.
One woman
pass,
could
you're like, oh my god.
produce 100
Let me
of
sniff
those,
that.
100 of those moments, 100 of those moments that make your heart flutter. The same way that when you see Mount Fuji for the first time, or you're standing at Tokyo Tower, one woman could produce that 100 times over. Women are the most beautiful thing on the planet.
All I'm saying is that you find that woman and then you also
With
enjoy
women.
those sites as
Yes,
well.
I'm a feminist.
Yes.
This nigga in love.
I'm a feminist.
I don't think you're a feminist.
I
think
love
you're
women.
A Japanese feminist or whatever that is.
No, my
You're a
favorite.
feminist.
My favorite. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Latin women.
Lie to
I
us.
love Spanish women. I love you with a passion.
Lie to us.
You said what?
He's doing
Lie
his
to
best.
us.
It's just like, I'm putting this on the internet
Lie
right
to us a
now.
little
This is
bit.
my preference. Hit me up.
Spit some fallacies.
Hey, yo, ma.
Yes.
Spit some fallacies.
Go ahead.
Breaking out the Old Testament on me.
Yes, sir.
Oh, down by the
We
water.
going to church. We're going to church tomorrow.
Oh, down by the water.
We going to church
head
tomorrow.
ass. I ain't
Take
going
you
to
to
church.
church.
Although my dad did tell me the best girls are in churches down south. Maybe I gotta go check that out someday.
Your
Find
dad
myself
was.
a
Is
church.
that where he found your mom?
No, hell
That
no.
nigga was lying
He
to
found
you.
her at a real estate convention. He didn't say his wife. He said the best. He said,
Oh, damn.
no,
That's
I'm
crazy.
playing. My mom is too good for my dad. Facts.
Damn.
See? And that's why I knew he was lying to you.
Nick's about to go through 2 enlightenment periods. Now he's going to be going to church and shit like that. You're like, why you going to church, buddy? And it's
Hey,
just like,
man.
well, hold on.
You might find your mom in Tokyo.
No, my
Yeah.
religion is people, and my God are my parents. Fact. They are my
Ooh.
creator.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mom and dad are God.
Would that fall under?
They made me. What do you mean? What that fall under? Nothing.
It's like Christianity.
No, I don't subscribe to that bullshit. Sorry. Hey,
Subscribe.
listen.
Don't subscribe.
If
Hey, you
you
might
do,
not subscribe
I
to
want to
that,
make
but you're
this
gonna
clear
subscribe to
as
Sweet
I
and
said
Spicy.
that out loud. I do subscribe to Sweet and Spicy. You should too if you don't already. But I want to make this clear. If you do subscribe to religion, I'm not hating on you. If you find solace in God and in faith, then good for you, and I'm happy for you. I just never did.
Yes. I don't know. I think this is a good time to end things off because I think we're hitting past the 30-minute mark. Did anybody want to do anything to wrap things up or anything like that before we close things off here?
I just
Dude,
want to say
Chris,
that there were many
you normally
untold
are supposed to
stories.
be the person to say it. You've
Yeah.
hit it every single
thumbnail.
podcast,
Do the
dude.
thing.
All right, ready? You got to do the count off.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, thumbnail. Wait, do it again.
Wait, which one? We're
my-
looking at that one. We're looking at the main
Oh
one.
yeah, the
we're
main
looking
one.
at
The
the
main
main
one.
one.
Yeah, look at the
That's
main
right.
one. Jesus, he's behind the ball today. All right, ready? Yeah.
Oh no, I can't get the angle right. I tried.
Damn, he's about to dirty our fucking mics.
I
The
wasn't
next
gonna
person
put
that was
it
gonna
in my
spit,
ass,
that was
just by
gonna
my
be
ass.
talking into it was about to get ligma. All right, come on, hit it, Chris.
3, 2, 1, thumbnail.
Are we doing thumbs?
What's that?
Nails?
Yes.
Let's do it, son.
Okay. As always. Oh my
It's
god.
been real. This is Sweet and Spicy Podcast, motherfucker.
Remember, Chris doesn't know anything.
Yeah, Chris doesn't know anything.
Chris doesn't. He knows nothing.
Whenever y'all talk about women, he practice avoidance.
That's true.
Hey, are we gonna talk about attachment styles now? Chris is an avoidant.
Chris's attachment style is like being as far away as humanly possible.
I need some help, but I just don't know how. I got no drip and I'm calling no drop.
Tired, eh?
Throw some down. I need some help, but I just don't know how.
After the second half,